Hello recyclers, hello scrappers, thank you very much again for tuning into Destiny Enterprises, and thank you very much again for watching the videos. It is very much appreciated from me and the whole team. Now as always, please like, share and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, help our channel grow. Feel free to visit us on our other social media channels and get in touch. We'd like to hear from you. We do like to hear from people. Always happy to answer questions, and especially for people wanting to know more about us. So today's video, we've got one of these old type scanners. Never seen one of these before, ever. As you can see, it's got the floppy on the back, 3-pin power. It's got the fan assembly. It's got some of these old style buttons on the front panel, but we can't get it to work. It's just some type of scanner, very old tech. Please feel free to comment if you know what it is. It doesn't have any stickers on it telling us a model number or anything. All it's got is the a company it came from, which we're not going to advertise, but we've never seen one before, so we're just going to scrap it down for you guys. It's got a few of these little black security screw bolts here. Turn it up so you can see it. So guys, we're just going to take the screws out. Okay, we're going to take the cover off, so I'll speed this a little bit up for you. So guys, that's all the screws out. Okay, now we're going to get the cover off and see what's inside this thing. Excuse me. We're going to hopefully get the cover off and see what's inside this thing. The front bit just doesn't want to budge. That's it. It's stuck on with some adhesive. Go. So, cheap plastic. Doesn't say what kind of plastic it is. It feels like number 5. You can never be sure. So, never be sure what plastic is unless, of course, it's got the markings on it. So we'll get rid of that. That's no use to us. Here's a wee scanner unit. It's plugged in with a data cable. There's no little locking bit there. And as you can see, some adhesive. There's little screw bits here, screw nodules. So that'll just be a basic scanner unit. We'll get the metal out, we'll get the metal rod out. Yeah, we'll get the little copper bearing motors out, that's really it. Some little circuitry, little USB port in the back to take out. So we'll get that taken apart in a little bit. This is the main bit though, so there's more screws here to take out. I'm using the manual drivers today. Everything, all the electric ones are getting charged up. Busy scrapping a lot more stuff up for future videos, so everything's dead. I prefer using the manual ones sometimes. So, I've literally, behind the cameras here, we've got a pile of stuff we've got and needs scrapped up for videos. So we've got old computers, old screens, little bits and bobs. We'll get them all done for you. And we'll get the videos up for you to watch and view as soon as we can. Right, got the cable through there. That's just a bit of metal. We'll get that in the metal bin. Now, what have we got here? It's essentially a computer board, I'd say. It's got the PCI slots. It's got a CPU, so it's an old style computer, not a scanner, a computer scanner. A computer scanner. Anybody ever heard of any of that? Anything like this before? It's got speakers there and there. It's got some old IDE connections going to the floppy drive. Looks like there's an old IDE hard drive under that as well, underneath there. Small basic power board, fan, system fan. I'm interested to see what CPU is on this. And of course it's got the PCI slots there as well. And inside here, which you can't access, it's definitely a computer motherboard. It's got all the other ports. It's got USB ports, VGA, serial ports, yeah, audio ports, old style PS ports for the mouses and monitors. I've never seen anything like this before, and here's some old SD RAM, is it? Yeah, look at that. Nice thick gold on these SD RAM sticks. Lots of gold on them. So 128M SD RAM PC133. Okay, as you can see, there's a fair bit of gold on that board. The older ones have a good bit more gold. So we'll keep that, definitely. It goes into the gold bin. Let's take some of these cables out and show you some of these, what's all on this board. And what we'll do is, at the end, we might even show you what the board is. I want you to look up its specs so you know exactly what it is and what it came from and what it's for. But again, we don't know what this contraption is. We've never had it before. It's some sort of computer, old gen. Very old gen. Now, try and get these screws underneath done so we can get that packs out. So I've got 4 screws here. We'll quickly remove these. We'll get the drive and floppy disk out. Now guys, if you've not done it already, head over our TikTok channel. We're really trying to get that to get some traction, helps navigate people back to our YouTube page. So it's Destiny Enterprises on TikTok as well, so just feel free to head over and help us out with that one as well. Okay, now here we go. Let's get this contraption out, get these old IDs and Molexes off. There we go. So it's definitely a very ID drive. I guarantee it's going to be quite a low one. So we'll take the screws out. Just some Phillips heads here. Just drop them in there just now. We'll get them in a second. And then we'll get these tiny screws out for the floppy. Now everything in here will go onto eBay. Yeah, power boards, the motherboard, the well, apart from the metal, of course, metal and plastic. Metal goes to the metal man, plastic goes to recycling or general waste if we can't recycle it. But the floppy drive, the hard drives, the motherboard, the power board, the fans, that all ends up on our eBay page, our eBay channel, which is enter_6168. So feel free to head over to that as well and check out everything we've refurbished that we've got up for sale. Because remember, everything we sell helps the non-profit, helps us grow. It's a social enterprise. So we'll sell floppy. And here's your 2 more screws. Get this cover off, get this bracket off. There we go. Old Seagate, IDE Seagate. It is quite old, it's very old. U Series X. So, don't know when the last time anybody may have used one of these. Perfectly usable. It just needs formatted. You can always plug it into an IDE dock, get it formatted and use it again. There's nothing stopping you doing that. I know a lot of people do it, especially people mining and stuff. But yeah, we won't be doing it. We'll just be formatting it, making sure it's healthy, and we'll get it up on our eBay page for sale. Right, so metal to the metal bin. What have we got in here? Let's get some of these cables out of the way. So we'll need pliers to snip this a little bit. So got these cables. We'll get the gold pins, if any, out of those connectors. This will go in our medium grade cable bin. I've got this one here. It's a nice thick long data cable, so we'll try and get that out. It's pretty much stuck in there though. We'll need to get the board out before we can get that out. So power cable, it's all connected. I've got a feeling we're going to have to take some more stuff apart. So at the front here, we've got some screws. So get the control board out and get these screws out. And that should hopefully help us loosen the motherboard off. So we'll get these out of the way. Everything's interconnected, so you've got to remove one thing, remove the next thing, move the next thing. can't just pull out what you want to. Can I see a name on this board? EP8K EM2. That's all I can see so far. It's got Lotus written on it. This one's got a bolt at the back. Screws will come in handy for laptops and hard drives and stuff. Try and reuse everything we can. As always, just going to ribbon cables here, put that out of the way. So, no gold on there, so I'm going to low grade cable bin. There's another Molex cable here. Kind of get it out. Just doesn't want to budge. Try and get this out of the way. Brass nut keeping this on. And it does not want to shift easy. Goes in the brass bin. Pop that through. That's it. Just need a little bit of space to get this out. So, buttons on there. We will check if there's any silver connectors inside these buttons. There very well may be, since it's an old board, so we'll check that over. We'll let you know at the end of the video. Some old, very old connectors here. Speaker wires. Right, let's see if we can get this board out, see what exactly is on it. There's always one to miss, isn't there? Right, we'll get these cable ties snipped for the power. That's that one. Audio and data. And then we've got that is already, that's just been glued into place. So we'll take that out with pliers. There we go. A lot of glue keeping things in place. So someone's put a motherboard inside the scanner to get it to work. So let's find out what processor we've got as well, which is also glued in place. It's a bit strange, isn't it? There's no clips keeping this in place, so I'm just going to try and get the glue out of the way. Which does not want to shift. That's it. That's a very old AMD processor, that. So Jamie's just arrived in, folks. Come see a scanner. It's actually a motherboard computer inside it, which you can't access any of the ports. But yeah, I know. I'm telling the viewers. If anybody knows what it is, I've asked the viewers to tell us what it is. It's got the power board, so Jamie's just going to have a look, folks. It's got the old, here's the AMD processor it's got, so you can see that. It's got a very old AMD style big ceramic processor, so we'll get the gold off that. It's very old. Yeah, and it's got this old style board. It had the little heat sink. Everything's glued in place as well. Everything's glued in place. The old heat sink. I had a data cable, USB data cable plugged in there, going to there. You know, a very old board. It's got the PCI slots, it's got the card slots there, it's got SD RAM slots, 2 of them, IDE slots. As I said, it's got USBs, old PS slots, VGA, serial slots, and the old jack plug connections as well. So it's a computer motherboard, but we'll wait to look up the specs on this, I think, yeah? Trying to find out what it is, but I'm saying to viewers, everything's going to eBay anyway. Yeah. So it's something we would always do. We'll go and look up the specs regardless, and we'll get it up for sale if it's working, passes all the tests. We've got the hard drive, we've got this flat floppy, we'll check that for silver connections, and we've got that. Heatsink will go along with it. And we'll keep we always keep the processor separate, that way it helps our sales. We don't sell everything in one go. Here we go, data cable, you like those? Nice thick data cable. We've got the power board coming out now. So it's just a small basic power board. That'll go in our power board pile. And as always, we sell those in bundles of 2 or 5 kilos. And we only sell them for a couple of £1 each for copper recovery or parts recovery. And they always sell. People buy them all the time. Either for the parts, spare or repair. I don't really know what to do with them. All I know is they sell, so it helps us. Even a couple of £1 is something for us. So quite happy with that. So I'm just going to snip these. So that'll go in, cut the wires off, that'll go in the power board pile. Wires will go in our wiring pile once we snip all the ends off. And then we'll get, all that's left in here now is the speakers. So we'll get them unbolted. There's a small board in there. Okay, just small, looks like a converter board. Port Set Systems Limited, that's all it says. So it's very old tech. We'll get it taken off. The rubber feet on the bottom, we'll keep those as well for refurb jobs that we do. And that is it, folks. We've got the fan here, so we'll get the fan off. Fan screws come in handy for computer rebuilds. We're always short of those. We've got a lot of computer cases in, a lot of computer carcasses in that we refurbish, and they're missing fans and heat sinks and stuff. So these screws are coveted by us. So you go. Brushless fan, okay. Scrap that down, get the copper core out of there, unwrap the copper. Look out for our future videos of doing that. It's a very slow process getting the copper out of fans. So that's it. We're going to leave the speakers in there, we'll snip the cables. Okay, speakers are essentially just metal anyway. There's no point scrapping them down for what's in them. We'll get the cables off, it goes in our low grade bin. Got cables here. Let's snip those. Goes in a PVC cable bin for copper recovery. And that's it. We'll get that little board out eventually and we'll scrap down the scanner unit, but there's nothing in there apart from little bits of tiny little motors. But that's just it. Metal recovery. Screws to the screw bin, cut cable tie, and that's it, guys. So thank you very much for tuning in the video. Please like, share and subscribe. If you can, hit the donation link, help us get some donations in, because we rely on donations hugely to continue doing what we're doing and develop more volunteers. We'll soon have some videos up of volunteers working in here in the office, doing all the bits and bobs we get done. And we'll even have some training videos up soon as well, hopefully, if all goes well. So check us out on TikTok at Destiny Enterprises. Help the YouTube channel grow, and feel free to check out all our refurbished items on our eBay channel at enter_6168. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, folks.